Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast. Be you worm or not worm, you'd have to be there. But we are here, the Basement Bookers Podcast. Rich the Rizz and I here. Rich the Rizz, the most Rizz's baldest man, as contractually we have to say.
Yep.
Me, Basement Jer, the current reigning defending champion of the basement.
Not bald.
Not bald, but will soon be bald. Someday. Who knows? My hair lasts a long time. But you may call me Basement Jer the unbalded. You may call me Basement Jer the grilled. But you will call me Basement Champion. Before we get underway, Rich the Rizz, we just want to ask if you like the podcast, you want to support the podcast, help out the YouTube channel. If you can subscribe to us if you're in. And if you like it, let us know. And my question would be before we get started, and Rich, I'll throw the floor to you, is the Elimination Chamber, was it everything you wanted to be? Just to you, the viewer, obviously. What didn't you like? What'd you like? And just not to bury the lead, but we're talking Naomi, we're talking Bianca, we're talking Jade. How do you rate the performances of everybody involved in that? Sound off in the comments. But without further ado, Rich, the mother freaking Rizz.
Thank you, bro. And before we get too far into the podcast, it is Basement Booker's birthday weekend. Happy birthday, Basement Jer. Today is your birthday. I'm not saying how old because I don't want you to say how old I am because I am older. But
It's okay.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thanks, man. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I just want to say, you don't look a day over 35, which is your age. So
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So I didn't mean to drop that there, but, it's okay. There's no shame in that.
And I want to say you don't look a day over 32, which is your age.
Exactly. See, thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, buddy. So, what we were saying, Elimination Chamber, buddy. We was wondering.
It was a big event.
Before we dive in, you can give your thing.
That's overview. It was a strong show. We had a question answered, or so it seemed. We got the turn of the century. Big event, and we had Travis Scott just hanging around.
Oh yeah, he was there.
He was there. It's been a big, eventful week in wrestling, and my only regret is losing my basement championship. But congratulations to you, bro, as the new basement champion, picking Bianca to win the Elimination Chamber. That's how it happens sometimes, though.
Sometimes it happens, like I said in the last episode, on any given Saturday and or Sunday, when you walk in to Basement Champion Prediction episode, you have to 50-50 chance of winning. You know what I mean? It's like either me or you. So, and, when you step in here, really, I have like a 67 chance of winning, and that's because I don't understand math. So if you put that and you put it to your knowing math and numbers adding up supposed to, since they don't when I'm supposed to, it spelled a disaster for you at Elimination Chamber.
It absolutely did.
Dude, it was, because remember when we talked about, like, if you would have won with Liv Morgan, it would have been like the worst thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not a fan of her, really. But, like, you're a Liv hard. And it would have been like, wow. But it came down. It was literally me versus you. Like, our champions went in there. And it was down to those two. Like, it couldn't even been planned better by us if we were doing the thing.
Which it's as if whoever booked the match watched our episode and said, you know what, let's give them some extra drama.
That's right, Rich. They're probably one of the 92 strong, which you two could be a part of and change that number.
That number
But
keeps increasing. Trying to get to 100. Just do a solid subscribe. Thank you very much.
thank you very much for being here. And I figure, what? Let's just go talk about the Elimination Chamber Women's Elimination Chamber match, which was the
That
first
was
match of the
opening
card.
match. Yep. Good, solid opening. I didn't notice that the bell had rung before the chamber door was closed. That's like obviously. I feel like that was the match isn't supposed to start until the chamber door is closed.
Right.
I why did it start? Why did they ring the bell? Like
That's a great question.
I know obviously it was so Jade could get in there and attack Naomi and not live. Um I think that could have been done better. Like maybe after Liv gets eliminated or after Liv and Naomi get eliminated. Which that because Liv was last. After Naomi gets eliminated, have Jade come out then and attack her. Like, oh, what's Jade gonna do?
It could have been the worst thing for you if they booked this like idiots. If
Hmm
it didn't go the way that like it went, like if they decided that Liv Morgan and Raquel were the ones that attacked
hmm
Jade, if they would have went that way, it
Yeah.
would have ruined the match.
hmm
Like it would have ruined the match for both of us. It would have ruined the match for everybody. Cause
hmm
like while we did definitely like I know I was wrong technically, but kind of right because I knew it had to be. At first, I did accuse Bianca, which by the way, I'm not entirely convinced that this. Well, we talk about it, which we can a part of this, but like I'm not entirely convinced she had nothing that she had no knowledge.
hmm
You know what I mean? It's possible, but I just don't. I'm still not there yet. Like I want to see this thing play out, but I really think there's something.
hmm
But from the performance on Friday,
hmm
I'm
That seems to
I'm
be
I'm,
yeah.
I'm
That seems
I
to be the
think
story they're telling. That Bianca had no idea.
that's what I'm saying. Like if it's right, if they're fooling me with trickery, I don't know what to tell you here.
hmm
But yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were after the bell thing. Was there anything else that because you said the bell had rung and you didn't like that?
Yeah,
So.
the bell rang and the cage door is still open. That's not how that's supposed to work. Um,
They
when
did it for the
it's
sake of for what needs to happen. I guess like a
yeah, and
okay, and then Jade this, and then like that.
like at least make a show of oh I'm having trouble with the door and but the ref in the ring is like well the door is shut so let's just go and then her music hits and the refs that are futzing with the lock are like oh what's she doing here and they stop futzing with the lock so Jade gets there and shoves the referees pulls the door open because it's not locked and she goes in and does her attack like
Change the complexion.
I feel like that would have been a smarter way to do the same thing because like at least I didn't notice that the door was still open, but the fans in attendance was like, the door's open. There's no way they don't know, and that's kind of a spoiler for them that something is about to happen. And I just think that that should have been done differently. That's me. It's my opinion, and we're all entitled to that.
I think
Um,
that's the one thing. I
mhm.
think like that.
Yeah,
Everything else was pretty good.
yeah. Everything else was absolutely solid. As far as the way the match went, who won? Did you? Oh, did you see that image that Liv Morgan uploaded? I don't even
Oh,
know. I don't
the
know where, but like
braid,
all
the braid mark,
the braid mark, all those bruises all
bruises.
over her
Yeah.
arms and everything.
Oh, it's almost like she had a fight or
Jeez,
something.
that is like the elimination chamber is a brutal structure to perform in. And props to everyone involved in both chamber matches. There's no like they say the wrestlers never are never 100%.
Right.
This shows you why. Um, Fast forwarding Friday to SmackDown, the segment with Naomi and Bianca this is directly related. Um, Naomi comes out with the wearing like a bedazzled neck brace
She
from
wore
the
it to the
attack.
premiere of the Queen of the Ring, this wrestling
Nice.
related movie that she's in,
Mm,
with Tony Storm is also in there.
mm, sweet.
Yeah.
Um, Jade comes out and the neck brace is gone. Naomi takes it off. So clearly, she was trying to sell to Jade and the live audience and us that she's more injured than she actually was. Trying to get the sympathy card maybe from Bianca. That it's because she had to have known Bianca would ask her if she was the one that attacked Jade.
Well, since
Also,
she's not returning her calls,
yeah, but Jade wasn't either.
that's
Um,
true.
but in general, strong performance from both of them. I have this is the first good Naomi promo for me. That this is the first Naomi promo that I have seen that I would rate as strong. Strong interaction between the two. I believed the emotion. It felt real, and that's difficult to do. Naomi had the tear come down. I loved it. What'd you think?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was good. I
Mm-hmm.
thought everybody, like Bianca Belair really felt, it looked like somebody that was really upset that, like, she thought she was best friends with, like, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it really felt like, I don't know, I guess maybe she experienced this before,
Mm-hmm.
or she knew something that she could do here to channel this to make it seem like it's real to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of thought it was. And, like, I think at one point she almost calls her Trin instead
She
of
did. I heard
Naomi.
it. I heard it.
And
I even said, "Oh, she
so
dropped the real name."
that's raw, that's visceral there. I lack of better words for me to use.
Mm-hmm.
Um so even then, when she did it for the people and did it for The Rock, I mean for
Mm-hmm.
Bianca,
Mm-hmm.
um it didn't take her too long for when Bianca like left and first she's pleading with her and then she goes from that to just straight up you ungrateful bitch.
Yeah.
Like, so she comes off unhinged. And
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it from her point of view, I think that's what makes it compelling. She's in the right. You know, maybe how she went about it, I don't think she thinks really, but like the reasoning, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? From her, it's like it kind of hurt people. So like it hurt her enough where she had to do this to Jade to
Mm-hmm.
the hurting period. It's not just for Bianca, and uh, to get the spot in the tag team
Mm-hmm.
because she felt it should have been them.
Yeah.
And if you notice, they call them the Big Three or whatever on X or Twitter, whatever you call it. I don't know if they do that in the TV. I don't recall them saying that or anything like that. I don't know if it's an internet thing, but they they don't they don't always match their gear. Not always. There's times where
Mm-hmm.
it'll look like there's an odd person out. You know what I mean? So I think she felt like she was on the outside looking in and she did what she had to do there. But basically, in summary for that segment, beautiful. I can't wait till Monday Night Raw and how
Mm-hmm.
does this affect Bianca there? She needs to, I hope she doesn't act like Friday didn't happen, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
About the women's elimination chamber match, I needed to touch on what like. Each thing that made sense was perfect. Naomi being taken out by Jade was the best way possible to remove her from the equation.
Mm-hmm.
You progressed the storyline, which was getting a little like, where the fuck is she?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're moving forward. It was on
And
hold.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just want to say real quick, and it gives Naomi a little plot device to say, well, I never got my fair shot in Elimination Chamber. I deserve a title match.
you could make that argument.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Um, so Naomi being out, and then there's the Bailey and Roxanne of it. The
Mhm.
two of them. That's going. Either a match at WrestleMania or they're doing something together.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like they're gonna be two people that work a lot.
Very
Um,
likely. Because Roxanne's debut face persona was similar to Bailey, not so much in that she was a fan coming in, but she was, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, everything's great kind of thing. And that's the similarity there. So I feel like it makes sense for Bailey to sort of usher Roxanne into the main roster that way.
okay, yeah, you could do that. Yeah. Well, I figured that also they'll just ride. You know what I mean. Like she'll like help her.
Hmm.
Put together a good match. You know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Hmm.
For WrestleMania, because Bailey's got a lot of WrestleMania experience.
Hmm.
But every elimination was fine. You
Yeah.
know, and to go back, let's not forget that Alexa Bliss was very concerned when Naomi was getting the shit kicked out of her by Jade.
Hmm.
Like she looked concerned there, or like she's like, what? I don't know. It could have been like she's like, wow, this Jade person's very tough. I
Hmm.
shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what that is, or it's like, oh boy, this sucks for Naomi. She's getting her ass kicked. I don't know what it is. If it's concern or like this lady's crazy. I hope she doesn't get me next. You know?
Yeah, well, whatever it was, the camera caught it, whether it was supposed to or not. And honestly, at this point, everything I've seen from Triple H's WWE, there's intent there. That was a breadcrumb. We don't yet know where it leads, but I'm eager to find out. I am on board with all the creative changes they've been doing lately.
Yeah. Well, Rich Torres, that's all I got about Elimination Chambers, ladies.
Hmm.
Uh, guess we'll just head on over to
Match two.
the match two, which was that the tag team match or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn?
That was tag match.
All right, good. Okay, folks. Well, we leave the Elimination Chamber. The chamber itself has risen into the rafters, not to be used again for later, until later.
Hmm.
And right now we get Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a nice little tag team match in case the excitement of the Elimination Chamber was too much for you. We slow it down just a little bit. Not too much with a good old fashioned women's tag team match. Hometown hero Trish Stratus teams with the current Tiffany Stratton as an endorsement of a legacy blonde to the current blonde. A passing of the hat, if you will.
Hmm.
So, Rich the Riz, what do you think?
I believe this was the match was pretty standard, and if I recall correctly, this match went pretty much as I expected. There was a bit of a miscue between Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, leading to the finish with Stratton and Trish getting the W.
Yep. It was fine. I liked it. You know, nothing to, nothing bad happened, and
Hmm.
it was just good. It was fine. I did say, and spoiler alert for later, this was the perfect elimination chamber. I meant like, as a whole.
Hmm.
Like I didn't have any problems with it. Like every booking decision, mainly because I guessed all of it. Uh,
Yep.
like the Homelander meme, just
Hmm.
perfect. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So yeah, that's it. Next match, I guess.
Yeah.
I liked the uniforms that Trish and Tiffany had that they matched. The seamstress did a good job.
Hmm.
Whoever.
Trishy and Tiffy.
Trishy and Tiffy. But today we gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk about Sami Zayn. We got to talk about Kevin Owens. By the way, we both picked, everything from now is the same. We all picked the
Mm-hmm.
same.
Yep.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. This match was, man, like the things we do for hate. Uh,
Yep. When love turns to hate, and we knew match was going to be brutal. I had speculated that this match could end in some form of no contest, where the ref just says, "Neither of you can continue. We got to move on with the show. There's another match. There's a whole other thing planned I can't even tell you about. So we got to get these guys out of here. Come on, let's go do the X." Could have.
yeah.
Um, but we both agreed, if there's going to be a winner in this match, it's going to be Kevin Owens, because he is just that much more willing to go that extra mile to injure someone.
Well, buddy, he's not out of the woods yet,
Nope.
because Kevin Owens came out there to do some extracurriculars. By the way,
Mhm.
from what I understand, maybe the internet lied to me. I told you, but letting everybody know that's watching that the barbed wire on the chair wasn't gimmicked at all. That
Mhm.
it was actual barbed wire apparently, and it's
Mhm.
nice that they got to go ahead for that. If that's what really happened, if not, I just got tricked like a mark. But irregardless, I like the idea in my head that that is true.
Mhm.
And another thing, Roman and Kevin Owens, I mean, Roman and Seth need to start, catching up, if they're going to, have their love turning to hate feud, they got it. Let's
Mhm.
go. There's not enough matches. They don't have enough matches together to warrant, because, these guys have been warring since forever, Kevin Owens and
Since Ring
Sami
of
Zayn.
Honor,
It's
maybe
not
even
even
before Ring of
close.
Honor. But yeah, if we're counting just WWE, even still, Owens and Sammy are ahead. It's revolving door territory.
Yeah, because Seth says, and he said this multiple times, so I guess it's part of it. It's canon that he has love for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
He doesn't like him right now or whatever he stands
Hmm.
for and all this shit, but he'll always love him.
Hmm.
So there's
But
got
not
let's
Punk.
no, he can't stand that motherfucker, and we will definitely
Hmm.
talk about that.
Hmm.
That's not my opinion. That's the opinion of Seth Rollins. He didn't tell me, sources nowhere near, but I feel like he doesn't like him. But anyway, my
Hmm.
point was, what he's doing this, I said Randy's coming out.
Hmm.
And fucking Randy came out. He came back
On cue.
on cue. It was crazy. And he came out there to kick Kevin Owens in the head.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, it didn't get to happen. But I have a feeling it will, because on SmackDown,
Hmm.
Randy Orton, who says Fortnite's for kids, he was playing Elden Ring. He was just, and you know what? Men can play both,
I
Randy.
play
Men can play
Fortnite.
both.
Hmm.
Men can play both. And it's funny. We were talking about Elden Ring because this topic came up at your birthday party, our birthday
Hmm.
party at your house,
Yes.
because our friend, a mutual friend of ours, we'll call him F because we don't want to dox him.
Hmm.
Um, he says he tried Elden Ring and he couldn't get past the first boss. And I'm like, wait, who does he think the first boss is? And he said the guy with the lance. And I'm like, oh, he fell for the trap. Because in Elden Ring, when you come out from the crypts into the lands between,
Hmm.
it's a whole open world. And you're just walking. There's a boss right there. There's a
Hmm.
boss like on a horse with a lance. You can't. You can if you're really good, but
Hmm.
most players like myself or F, you're not killing him, especially with how weak you are. So you don't fight him. When I say this is an open world,
Hmm.
it's an open world.
Hmm.
Like he could go around him.
Hmm.
You know, he could be like, where my wall is. My wall's there, right? As long as
It's right there.
I'm not in his eye line,
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to fight me. So you could just kept going and play the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he
But
must not want to play that bad.
you could say he effed up.
Yeah. I was like, bro, you got kids. They can tell you. Like, you said he platinum. Just ask for help. He would be like, dude, you don't have to fight him. Maybe that's why he stopped playing the game, because he told him he didn't have to fight him, and he felt embarrassed. So anyway, I know about Elden Ring. That's the point. That all ties into wrestling. So you think about what Randy said in his return, saying that Cena's the Rock's bottom. Else,
Good line. Good line. I liked it. He also said he wants to prove to Pat that he is the second best punter in WWE.
That was great. I'm glad you remembered that.
Mm-hmm. I think Randy's gonna get that punting. I think that's what's gonna be the end of Orton Owens. I think Randy's gonna get the punting whenever that happens, maybe Mania, and then Owens takes some time off.
Oh, does this go to Mania? Yeah. It's a real Chekhov's punt here we have. If a punt is seen, if it's on the table, it has to happen. It has to be fired by the end, right? So we got
Chekhov's punt.
Great. That's good. Yeah, Randy should have a match at Mania, and it should be against Kevin Owens.
Yeah, because
both of them something to do.
Everything right now either builds to Mania or is filler. And there just hasn't been a lot of filler lately. It is.
It's like the first week of the next month. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, April 8th and 9th, I think, or something like that.
Oh, it's like this. Yeah. But, dude. In Vegas, right? It's the Vegas one?
This is Vegas. April 5th and 6th.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be, because I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's a single digit. So April 5th and 6th.
Well, that's going to be interesting. All right. Well, Rich, there's only one more match to talk about here.
That's right.
It's not just a match, Rich. I feel like it's an experience that goes together. There's the match, there's what's happening after the match.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I guess you would say, a seismic shift when it comes to not only WWE, but to the professional wrestling as a whole. Like, a Guinness World Record was broken at the Elimination Chamber as well.
Yep.
So let's not forget that. But let's not bury the lead here. Let's put up the graphic. John Cena versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest versus Logan Paul versus I'm a visionary, Seth Rollins, the best in the world, so he says, CM Punk. Winner gets a shot at the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. What? And first of all, let's put this into perspective. This may be the last time we see a babyface John Cena on a match card here. This is the last one. The rest is that face that we'll talk about later, the infamous face. That face that's going to be one of those things where you see on a reel. When they're talking about
finally lost his smile.
When Ernest went to WrestleMania, he couldn't do it with a smile. That's going to be in highlight reels for years. We're going to be like 67, 9 years old. And it's going to be then, now, and forever with whoever the fuck. But as long as The Rock doesn't tank this thing. But I digress. Let's talk about it, Rich the Rizz. How excited are you about this? The Elimination Chamber.
So we got to do this in 3 parts: the chamber match, and then the first half, and then from the signal. Okay, so the chamber match Chamber match was good. It had all the drama that we expected, including Seth Rollins allegedly screwing CM Punk. Right? Logan Paul doing his thing, Drew, this, that, the other, and it was why are we even talking about this situation? Cena was going to win that because he needs to get to the main event of WrestleMania somehow, by hook or by crook. That brings us to segment 2 with Cena in the ring. Cody comes out. He wants to talk. You know, this is my WrestleMania opponent. Rock comes out. This, that, the other. So, Cody, how about that soul of yours? Cody says, "Hey, Rock, go fuck yourself."
No one's surprised. You know?
We were live streaming. My girlfriend and her daughter were over.
F-bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were live streaming. My girlfriend and her daughter were on the couch. Both of them giggling at that because you want to see someone tell Rock to go fuck himself. Cena's all happy, joy. That's great. Give me a pound. Whoa, what's up, brother? Gives him the bro hug, and then.
Well, first there was this shot, like the Rock did, two more accurately, like a throat cut, like the final boss is giving the order.
Give him the deuces.
And there you go. You go ahead. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. Just had to bring that.
And then the nut shot seen round the universe. Everyone has seen this goddamn clip. The single most viewed video in all of wrestling history.
With good reason. I would think it was good reason.
The collective, like it's like the Force. When there's a disturbance in the Force, the greatest disturbance in the Force of all time. It was like a graviton ripple through the entire space-time continuum. John Cena attacking Cody Rhodes, viciously using his own watch as brass knucks against his head. And allegedly, I wasn't paying enough attention to what Travis Scott was doing. Travis Scott got a shot in and allegedly popped Cody's eardrum.
I think it was when he was on the ground, like when Cody was laying down, he struck him. Like
probably, maybe Cody wasn't ready. If Cody was like on his belly, he might not have been able to see it at all.
I think The Rock told Travis Scott he needs to hit hard, not to make it look like bullshit or something.
And that's all well and good, but
but still, like,
there's a receipt coming.
There better be. I don't, because that bothered me. It's like, you guys should have. You're supposed to protect your champion. You know what I mean? Like, that's an unsafe working environment.
Yeah,
I know how fucking stupid that sounds, but
no, because if Travis Scott hasn't been properly trained how to work, he shouldn't be doing it. A busted eardrum is bad, especially for people that gotta fly everywhere. That is agony. That's gotta be agony when you get up there, your ears are popping, you do the swallow thing, and that's gotta hurt. That can't.
Probably why can't? Whoa.
Yeah. So
do it this week.
The beatdown.
Well, you had told me about, you mentioned earlier that you weren't alone. But,
my girlfriend and daughter.
Yeah,
my girlfriend.
Someone in our not in our age group. Sorry,
right.
Right. That's what we're.
So, my girlfriend's jaw was on the floor, but she was smiling because she knows what it's about. My girlfriend's daughter, let's be honest, she's only been watching since just before the Royal Rumble, and she loves it. And her favorite is Cody Rhodes. Poor girl was crying, Just like all the other videos we've seen of people trying to get some clout by videoing their kids and be like, "Oh, this is great content," and put it up.
It's dirty.
Right, right.
Like, I, I get it,
Like
but
we stoop to some lows, but we're not stooping to that low. And I'm not calling anyone
yeah,
out, just calling it like I see it. And she was on the couch crying, and her mom was comforting her and everything. She had to brother her up, brother. She had to
yeah,
smarten her up a bit
brother, yeah.
to listen, because like it was the blood that
We had
upset
to
her.
reveal the origin of Santa.
Yeah, yeah. It was mainly the blood that upset her. But she told her about blading. It's like, oh, he just made like a little cut. And then on Friday when we were watching, well, we watched on Saturday because had an event on Friday. Saturday when we were watching SmackDown, she's like, how is he healed already? Where's the cut? I'm like, because it was a blade. She's
There you
like,
go.
and she showed me, she's like, you see the scar on my knee? I've had that since I was 3 years old. She's 7 now, for reference. I'm like, that wasn't with you didn't blade. You didn't blade.
He was messed up other places though,
True. Yeah, like at the end of Elimination Chamber, at the end of that beatdown, like he was all like modeled on this side, so you knew there was gonna be a lot of bruising. And she asked, why do they call it a black eye if it's not actually black? And I'm like,
That's a good question.
yeah, because it could be like a whole rainbow of colors.
I was thinking like maybe back in the day when you would draw it, it was just
Hmm.
black eye.
True. Could come from drawings and everything. Also, probably just like a simplification.
Yeah.
A purple eye, a red eye,
I
a
bet
brown
there's like
eye.
a medical term for it, like a blobbity blah contusion or something. It's like, oh, it's a black eye.
Yeah, it's probably like probably called like an ocular contusion or orbital contusion.
Something like that sounds right to me. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna take you at your word.
I'd ask
There were,
Google, but she's muted.
yeah, like you said, there were a lot of people affected, like even grown adults, you
Yeah,
know. But
a lot, a lot of wrestling fans that are like in their 20s and maybe early 30s literally grew up watching Cena, idolizing Cena. They were the ones with the never give up t-shirts 10, 15, 20 years. How many years ago? God damn. Long ass career.
my John Cena merch predates uh like super babyface John. I
Hmm.
have the Word Life
Chain, I know you got
chain.
that. Hmm.
I got the hat. I got the Word Life visor. I
Hmm.
got the I got the wristbands, or if I had bigger arms, it would be armbands. But still, I had all that, and you know, it happened. And I wish I could say that we were surprised, but we have evidence to the contrary, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Before I go and give my Elimination Chamber match review, we are going to fire up. We're going to fire up the Horowitz device, Rich Rizz.
I
By
love
the
it.
power of shifting, we will now enter the Horowitz device. This is the Horowitz device, and I'm just going to go share the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not, you're new here, this is the Horowitz device. This is when me or Rich, we get something super close or right on the button. We fire it up. We travel back through time,
Hmm.
and this is when we talked about The Rock and John Cena. What happens? This is our prediction episode. It was the episode right before here. It'll be linked at the bottom. Cody rejects The Rock's offer. John Cena takes The Rock up on his offer. And it's like the man himself, his final run. You're telling me you can turn John Cena heel? I know it sounds ridiculous. Yeah, it's so crazy. How it sounds. When I open my mouth, sorry. When I open my mouth, I know the words coming out sound ridiculous, but hear me out.
Hmm.
The final boss. Remember John Cena at his press conference basically saying, you know, I've done, me being in the Elimination Chamber is best for business. Me being in the main event at WrestleMania, his fucking brains are scrambled. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
he's too excited about
Hmm.
like the in here. It's like, holy shit, I got something. I can
Hmm.
do this, and it's like it's in my hands. But like, you know how like you wash the dishes and
Hmm.
you use too much soap and like
Hmm.
start slipping around and shit. That's what's happening. I was taking you guys through the process. Is what's best for business. So he's put
Hmm.
himself in the Elimination Chamber.
Hmm.
Hustle, loyalty, respect, John would earn his way into the Elimination Chamber just like anybody else.
Hmm.
I want you to think about that. That's like the first, like the little chip at the facade of John Cena there.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Here comes Rich the Riz. He was a champion. And like his voice is very authoritative. It travels and transcends. Like he's like, "Look, I got something here." And then here he goes.
piggybacking off of that, directly related to that, who said,
That's how loud you are.
"Okay,
Damn it.
sure, that works." Rock could have. Rock certainly could have said, "Okay, you're in. If you be my guy."
Yeah, it's like the final boss, and like John Cena on his last go around, and he
Hmm.
wants to run shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Let's go. And he's backed by The Rock. Like that's amazing.
Didn't he say he would do whatever it takes to win that championship back?
Yes, like this would be box. I just want everybody to know that I know how ridiculous this is right now. That we are reacting to ourselves. But you know what? Someone has to.
We
Uh,
are simply providing the videographic evidence of our
that you need to
claims.
know. We need to,
Yes.
yeah, you need proof. Like, because we could have just said, oh, we
Mm.
called it. No, there's evidence.
Yeah.
But I will be remiss
We
if
are
I didn't
clearly wearing
say
different shirts then and now.
exactly. And the one time I don't decide to throw in and he kicks him in the dick, they fucking do it. Like, I always add that shit. And the
Yeah.
one time I don't, it's the
Hmm.
one thing that fucks this up for
They will
us.
like
But like I
that's
said,
proof they watch. That's proof
yes.
they watch. Because like, no wait, he didn't say it. He didn't say it. You gotta kick him in the dick, John. You gotta kick him in the dick.
Say it.
This is your
Sounds,
in.
this is it, buddy. Ridiculous. But like, come
And
on.
then what? And then once
You
we
can
get
still sell John Cena shirts. You'll
hundred
still
percent,
sell John Cena shirts.
once we get the reveal, he'll be like, say something like, "I'm used to you guys booing me. You guys been booing me for 20 years, however how long it's."
That still can happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
like this that could come up like next time he decides to show up or bring it
Mm-hmm.
via satellite. Dude, that first John Cena promo is gonna hit like what I'd imagine crack would. You know what I mean? What I'd imagine that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't recommend, which is terrible.
You know
But
what?
like
It's a good
it's
thing
just
they
gonna
didn't
hit.
do it. They couldn't have done it this past Friday in Philly. You wouldn't have been able to hear a single word he would say because of the "fuck you, Cena" chants.
I give you that, and he wouldn't say anything anyway. He
Mm.
comes out, they're booing. He doesn't even attempt to say anything, and he drops the mic and he leaves.
And whatever fruity pebble shirt he's wearing, crumples it up, tosses it in the corner, maybe wipes it on his ass before he leaves, and just out.
Or maybe he looks like he's gonna throw it into the crowd, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
stomps on it or something. And it comes. This is just me being silly. He's got a towel that says "Give up."
Mm-hmm.
um,
Or towel says whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. But do you? Hmm, I don't know.
The best villains, and we're looking at Kevin Owens as a fantastic example in this right now. The best villains believe they are doing the right thing for
Dude,
the
do you
right
think we can see
reasons.
him? Because we
I
can
think
see him now, right?
if
Isn't that the way it is?
if everything is flipped, then yeah, we'll be able to see him.
Shit. But will we see him bald? What do you make
Allegedly.
of the rumors? And are you ready for a battle? You know?
I
I mean, you've
mean,
been able to, I mean, I guess if you could get past The Rock, you can get past John Cena, right?
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
if Cena's gonna try and steal my gimmick, I mean, I'm still the Rizzest.
Yeah, that's
This has
true.
been
If
my
it,
name since our first episode.
all right, but it's you, right? And John Cena says he's like, "Hey, man, you think I should shave my head for this?" What would you say to him if he
Hell
was
yeah,
your friend? Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Like, you might not look good, but yeah, you should do it.
Yeah, I think it would have to be based off like your skull. Like for
Hmm.
John Cena, like how's his skull shaped? Because then people are just gonna make fun of him.
Well,
Like not even like the cool way, you
mhm.
know?
He had the super super short hair in his
Oh
debut.
yeah, it was close enough, right? Like
Yeah,
there were times when he'd crew cut.
yeah.
He doesn't have an odd shaped head. Yeah, you could do it.
Hmm.
Okay.
I
All right,
own it.
yes, right, god damn it. Let's check the rest of this out.
Been. It's like, and why are you booing anyway? I told you I would do whatever it takes. I'm the same guy. I haven't changed. I told you I would do whatever it takes. This is what it took. That could work. That could work. That could work, brother.
Come on, let's do
Hmm.
something here. I was trying to make it short enough for a reel, guys. So some
Hmm.
of it's a little choppy. Like you notice, the John Cena picture is not in the original thing, but when I tried to make the short, I like a lot of you kids, the ones with the scrolling, like you don't have time. I'm trying to shrink it down for you. You
Hmm.
know. Here,
Cameraman knows.
get to work, John. Chamber, guys.
This is
And
it.
you can hear. Yeah, this is it.
Yep.
Yes! 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 Oh my god! Yes! Fucking called it! Fucking called it yesterday! Thursday!
And the TV app was on a little bit of a delay, so
Bro, it
you're
feels
gonna
so
hear them
good.
in a moment.
By the way, folks, if it drives you crazy, it was trying to make it work. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use it for the show because it was driving me insane. Because it's like I felt like I was split through time or something. I think there's something wrong with my my internal clock or something.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's like a glitch in the Matrix.
It feels
Yeah.
so fucking good to be right, bro. Feels so good to be right.
At this point, I turn
Oh.
around. I want to see their reaction.
Yes.
I don't sound so crazy anymore, do I? But yeah, that's
Mhm.
the end of that. I fucking love this. Thank you, StreamYards. The scene thing that you guys put in is fucking dope. So
W.
yeah, that's a big dub. Thank you very much. So yeah, that was the Horowitz device fired up with your boy. Okay. Not surprised. Also, maybe little disappointed. Nobody picked us up on those little reaction things, but that's fine. That's my fault.
Trying to
I
hold
didn't-
us down.
You can't.
Can't
we're
hold
too
us down
smart,
forever. We are
know?
on the come up.
That's right. That's right, Rich the Riz. But the chamber itself. So it's brilliant in the way that it went, kind of the way that you figured Drew and Priest would be responsible for each other not winning the Elimination Chamber. We know from SmackDown that this is probably going to take us into WrestleMania with these two, which if I'm Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre, I am going to put everything I have into this, even if it's not exactly what I want to be doing this year.
Hmm.
I'm not speaking for them. I'm just saying if that's the case.
Yeah, because this is
Because
high profile.
it's not just that, and it's not
Hmm.
just that. It's that I feel like some people might not be as into the idea of those two at WrestleMania. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, not everybody is for that.
Hmm.
So if I'm them and the chip on their shoulder is big as they are, at least for Drew, I would want to do whatever I had to do to push this thing and put everything into it. Because if not, the fans are going to tell and they're not going to be into it and the match is just not going to be good. Like the build has to be good. And
Hmm.
well, the match can be bad, but the build up be good, fine. But like as long as someone's interested in it, you
Yeah,
know?
that's the absolute key. Interest. Generate interest one way or the other, whether it's in the the feud and the promos and the backstage attacks and all that, or if it's like the match, like it's interest. I feel like this is going to be a strong build. They have a good foundation, and it's on creative to drag it the next 4 weeks, less than or just about 3 weeks, properly. Do it
Yeah.
well. Like give us just enough every week to want more. I want the weekly let them fight chance. And I want it to be more vicious every week. Maybe do last man
Right.
standing at Mania.
Sure. Like if
Or unless they'll reserve that for Owens and Orton.
I don't know, man. Either way, let's freaking do that. But then we had Seth, we had Cena,
Hmm.
we had Punk,
Yep.
right? And that in itself was a story in a story. There's John Cena, CM Punk. There's history here. They hugged. You know what I mean? These guys have a history with one another.
Hmm.
It's respect. They fought. Seth not to be ignored. Not Seth's not going anywhere. He hates CM Punk.
Hmm.
And it wasn't enough for him to win the Elimination Chamber. He didn't I to me personally, he didn't care who won the Elimination Chamber as long as it wasn't CM Punk.
Hmm.
Like if it was him, like he'd care if it was him. But if it wasn't him, as long as it's not CM Punk, and we saw that
Hmm.
when he stomped Seth Rollins stomped CM Punk's head after Rollins was eliminated.
Hmm. It was onto the
And
apron and or the grate of the chamber, which is
right,
padded,
very
but
good.
still.
Yeah, either way, to the person they're like, oh, that looks like it fucking hurts a lot.
Hmm.
John Cena strangles him.
Hmm.
STFU. Um, will the AA become the FU again?
Going back to that, maybe.
That's a good question, right?
Hmm.
Um, but yes. So, and then, CM Punk does not tap. He loses consciousness.
Hmm.
And as he's losing consciousness, he has Seth Rollins demanding that that he not be alive.
Mm.
He demanded it. He repeatedly screamed for him to die.
Hmm.
So that was
Seth was
crazy.
Seth was crazed. I was about to say Seth was crazy. He was like,
I don't know if you
"Die."
saw. Oh, maybe you did see. They released it from the point of view of Punk. Like if you were to be looking at Seth Rollins.
Mm.
So it was a good idea. It's like, hey, he got slept at UFC also, so it's good that and that looks why he was extra salty on Monday Night Raw this week.
Hmm.
He got a really a scathing promo.
Hmm.
And Rich, I know you very well, and you're
Hmm.
not a guy to take offense to anything. But I took umbrage for you.
Hmm.
The fact that he said John Cena and The Rock were bald frauds. To which I was like, you could have just said that they were frauds. What's
Yeah.
wrong with being bald? I
Right.
feel like that's not nice.
Yeah, I'm bald by choice. Rock, I don't know. Honestly, Cena.
Honestly,
I mean, we couldn't see his hair right up around here for still even now. I don't know if
look,
that's by choice.
look, CM Punk. If you're gonna attack somebody's appearance, then you're not a good guy.
Hmm.
You're supposed. Are you a good guy or a bad guy? There's nothing John Cena can do about his thinning hair. What
Hmm.
do you want him to do? Travel to Turkey and get a hair implant or something? You know,
Hmm.
he's not going to do that. He's got hustle still. You know,
Hmm.
maybe the loyalty and respect not so much right now.
Hmm.
So Brock comes out. Well, first of all, Cody comes out.
Hmm.
John Cena holds the ropes open for Cody. You didn't
Hmm.
mention that part. Hold the ropes open for Cody. He gets in there. I had to rewatch it. It's probably that's why. So he
Yep.
gets in there, and Rich told us. He told us what happened, and no one thought that Cody was going to sell his soul to The Rock.
Nah.
Now,
And I called that even Rock would know he wouldn't sell his soul.
yeah. Now let's set the stage.
Hmm.
All right. John Cena's a heel. Cody Rhodes a babyface.
Hmm.
I heard. Now this has been refuted. I think it's been refuted. But they're saying that originally the Rock wanted Cody,
Hmm.
the dirt sheets.
Hmm.
The Rock wanted Cody to turn heel
Hmm.
and run with the Rock, and Cody shot it down.
Hmm.
If that's true, good on the Rock for honoring, Cody's wishes.
Hmm.
But I don't think that would have been a good idea at all.
Right. It's a
Um,
little, not that it's a little too soon, but it's a little bit why. It
yeah, I
doesn't
think
quite make sense.
you know what it would be the equivalent of,
Mm.
and you'll know what I'm talking about. Austin McMahon.
Yeah.
When Vince McMahon teamed up with Steve Austin.
Hmm.
And ironically enough, that happened against The Rock. Vince McMahon helped Stone Cold Steve Austin beat The Rock for the WWE Championship at a WrestleMania.
Mm. Good memory or
And
research.
it was not, it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, nobody, people were like, what? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's what it would have been like if they decided to have Cody go with Rock.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Cody is the champ. Cody's on top of the world. He's the biggest face in the company. He's the biggest face. He's the biggest star in the world within WWE at the moment. That it's a full
Yeah.
timer.
I feel like the better shock would be a person who's been, according to the Guinness Book of Records, a babyface
Hmm.
as long as John Cena,
Hmm.
and he turns heel.
Yeah. It's a bigger shock. And also, just getting back to Cody briefly to finish my point is what did Cody have to gain by joining The Rock? All
Exactly.
these
He'd still be doing the same
promises.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a truck and some promises. Cody has money. He like
Well, I
he.
guess nobody would be able to touch him because he'd have protection. He wouldn't have to wrestle. Let's think about it. He wouldn't have to go to all the towns anymore.
Hmm.
He could spend more time with his family
Hmm.
because The Rock's thinking from it from a professional wrestler's point of view. Like, just think Roman Reigns, that deal.
Hmm.
Like Roman said it himself. Like, if they had my deal, they would take my deal.
Hmm.
If they could take it.
But Cody said he wants this. He
I
wants to
understand
do
that.
all the towns.
No, I know. I was getting there. I was
Yeah.
getting there.
Sorry. Sorry.
I was getting there. It's okay. So my point was gonna be, as you so eloquently put it, which I was gonna say, that
Mm.
going to the towns is, to Cody, that's what it's for.
Hmm.
And that's the difference between him and The Rock and the final boss.
Hmm.
Like, I think from a human standpoint that Cody like would do more. Like, I think The Rock would take as least dates as he could,
Hmm.
if he was still around. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And you could say he earned that, and I wouldn't argue with you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But Cody's not. Cody's a different guy. Like, when he says all the things he says about going all the towns and all, I believe him.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think right now that we need somebody like Cody Rhodes. Like, if The Rock did that, you should never listen to him for any creative ever again. Because if you saw the movie Shazam, you would, I mean, not, if you saw Black Adam, if you saw Black Adam, you would understand that it's not a good idea to listen to The Rock all the time.
Hmm.
It's just not. It's a bad idea. You know, he's don't people's champion. He's the most electrifying. All the things. I love The Rock. I used to mark for The Rock.
Yep.
People's eyebrow and all that, rock impersonations,
Hmm.
all of it. But times change, and you don't always know what's best.
Hmm.
And like I said, I don't know. Maybe that's all bullshit. Somebody made that up. But to have no, you need some. Cody's doing good things. These kids need Cody.
Hmm.
Those little kids. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, those little kids need somebody like Cody. There's not a lot of people like that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It sucks. You
Yeah.
need that guy. You need
Hmm.
him to stay the way he is. You need him to stick. He needs to stand for something. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You don't turn him ever. How about that? He
I'm
wants to be
down
the
with it.
new John Cena. This is how you do it.
I was gonna say Cody really has taken on that role. He has become John Cena in a way. He has become peak super face John Cena in that he's doing all the things and he looks the part. He holds himself in the right manner and he's doing the right things for the right reasons. Like, I really want to see Cody go full Homelander, but I like the trajectory that Cody's on. Just stay face. Just stay face. Just keep him
Yeah.
going.
I think everybody needs to just drop the Homelander thing. Like, he's that character's a piece of shit.
Mhm.
There's nothing. Just on appearance, you can make comparisons with Gear, but that's
Mhm.
where it stops.
Mhm.
Okay, they have blonde hair, but like, it needs to stop because the character is a study on the the darkness of, like, powered of people who have power,
Mhm.
and they use it horribly, and they're just horrible people. That's not
Mhm.
who Cody is. Okay?
Right.
So you guys need to drop that shit. It's over.
Mhm.
You could be a baby face and have an edge. He's kind of doing that. That promo that he cut on John Cena,
Mhm.
like, he's upset. And
Mhm.
because he comes out, he doesn't do his shit.
Mhm.
He, like, he's mad. So here's what I need. I need a receipt for Travis Scott,
Mhm.
and we go from there. John Cena is going to be at a main event. I forgot what. I think it's in May.
Mhm.
So,
That's
or is it
post-Mania.
no, no, no? Or is it March? March something. I think March. The next main event, maybe. The next episode of main event is going to have John Cena. I think it's March 23rd or something.
Let's
I guess we're
see.
checking that so we
Yeah.
can get all. You got it. You get it here first, live, or you remembered already. You can comment below if you remembered already. March sounds like it's better because I don't think it would be because he is scheduled for the SmackDown after WrestleMania. By the way,
Uh, According to Wikipedia, there is no Saturday night's main event in March. The next one is in May.
Okay, so it's May that he's scheduled for. So post WrestleMania, and he's also scheduled for the Mania, the SmackDown after Mania. So I think, look, I don't think that's a spoiler or anything, but there's a chance that Cody. Here's the thing. That's what that brings me back to what my point with Cody is. There's only one problem. You need to build a heel that's good enough to challenge Cody. And right now, there's nobody, which is why they had to turn John Cena. So I need to see some stuff from John before Mania. Like, he needs to do some. What he did to Cody was horrible, but I don't think he did enough. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to do something else, like beat up R-Truth or something. Like, there needs to be more here. What do you guys think John Cena should do to show he's super evil? You know, just throwing that out there. You know?
Yeah, let us know down below.
About. Yeah, I was just
wondering. Now, before we move on to Raw and SmackDown, like, we're talking about the landscape leading into WrestleMania and the main event. Cody Rhodes, obviously, he's about to face John Cena. What's Roman doing?
That's a good question. I know you disagree because we talked about this on Basement Booker's Raw Watch Along ? And I suggested that he be inserted somehow into CM Punk Seth Rollins. And I'll go further. I think that starts tomorrow. I think on Monday Night Raw, the Garden, Steel Cage match, Punk versus Rollins, I think Roman Reigns shows up. And this is going to, either he shows up or something, or he gets a promo in or whatever, but we're going to get a triple threat at WrestleMania.
All right.
But you think, like I said, you know, you say Punk Rollins is fine for Mania, which, you know, no, I'm not going to disagree. You know.
So I think either of those is fine. But in a way, I'm kind of thinking past Mania. Like, let's say.
Like hook, after that?
Yeah. Let's say by hook and or by crook, John Cena wins the title. John Cena becomes.
I think John Cena wins the title.
Mr. 17. It's a lot of titles.
Ric Flair said he's not going to let him. I wonder if he could get permission from Tony Khan.
If I may.
Sure.
Nature Boy.
Uh-oh.
What?
He's cutting a promo.
What the fuck are you going to do? Really? What are you going to do? How are you going to stop John Cena, heel John Cena, from breaking your record? Are you going to have another match where you forget to drink water before the match and you dehydrate yourself and you blow yourself up and you can barely breathe, you can barely perform? You want to do that again? I don't think you do. More than that, do you want to do that again against Cena? After Cena wins the title, do you want to face John Cena for the WWE Championship in the ring in WWE? Respectfully, no one wants to see that. Please stop. Sincerely, Rich the Rizz, Basement Bookers Podcast.
Oh my God. Rich the Rizz, I'm sorry. I put you into business for yourself. I had to
happen.
I felt like if you were gonna.
Had to be said. He said he's gonna stop him.
Yeah, he can't. That he won't let him. You know, he won't let him.
Is he gonna grab the pencil?
They won't let him anywhere near that. I don't know.
Flair will flop.
As long as John Cena stays off the top rope, I think he's got this. As long as he stays off the top rope.
Yeah. So getting back to my original
You were talking about the landscape of.
Yeah, the landscape of WWE, the top of the card, the pinnacle of the card, post-Mania, with John Cena as champion, you gotta figure it's gonna be like whatever happens, by hook or by crook, Cody's taking time off.
Maybe.
John Cena as heel, this is a whole new world for him. And who better to stand up to try to take the title off of John Cena first than the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns.
Roman would team up with Cody, though.
Sure, but
Yeah.
Roman wants his title back.
That's true. So,
And
yeah,
it
you
would-
could have Roman versus John Cena. Dude, Roman versus Punk. I mean, John Cena versus CM Punk. John Cena versus Randy Orton.
Cena versus Punk is going to be great. There's such good story right there. Take us back to the WWE Summer of Punk. Fantastic.
Now, the reason that, and I saw where you're going, Roman going after Cena, but John Cena said, and if it goes by us, like, we're under the assumption, I guess, that he's going to win, but, like, he said that he's going to win 17 or whatever, win it so he can give it to the next one, like, who's going to be the next guy.
Yeah. So
So,
he's
unless
going to
you
win number
think Roman's-
17, so someone else can win 18.
Yes. So, unless you feel like Roman's the future and not Cody, then, I feel like it's Cody's turn. So, I think ultimately John's dropping the belt to Cody. Not Roman. Which means Cena's going to have to beat Roman. And that could further the Rock Roman Reigns. Maybe for WrestleMania New Orleans, we could get Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Based off of that.
Possible. Maybe during Cody versus Cena, Rock tries to interject. And Roman's like, not my bloodline, kind of thing. Like, nah, that's not what you do. Roman comes out and helps Cody because Cody helped Roman. That could work.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, because John Cena's a busy guy. Like, we don't know what shows he's going to make. Does he have intermediaries? Like, guys that are on more and they do shit to fuck with Cody, like, under John Cena's orders. You know how, like, the bloodline, when, like, Roman's not around, it's, like, Jay and Jimmy and Solo doing shit, or whatever. So maybe you can have, like, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. Like, they could be, like, John Cena's guys. And, like, a third guy. But the third guy's got to be, like a big guy. Karrion Kross, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory. All right? Because, like, Kross is the serious one, that he answers directly to The Rock's champion, John Cena. We'll call him that for now. The final boss's champion, as I'm just going to make up. The final boss's champion, and he answers to him. So even if you don't get, he'll be like how Paul Heyman would, like, communicate what, like, Roman wants. So, like, maybe Kross could be like that guy for John Cena, or if you want, like, if maybe you don't like Kross, The Miz, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory.
Miz is doing this thing with Carmelo Hayes right now.
Okay, well, they can keep doing that, then fine. Maybe then Karrion Kross, but Kross is on Raw. But they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Or even if you want, you can have, Cena's got guys on Raw. Or the final boss has guys, You know, whatever. You know, I was just thinking like mini boss. You know, because John Cena's like a boss, even though The Rock's the final boss. Then John Cena should have mini bosses, people for Cody to bump around in The Rock's stead. You know, like the Usos were for Roman. You know, like they take the beating for Roman. You know,
What
these
about
guys take the beating for John Cena.
what about maybe a returning Tongaloa? Or
I guess, but
one of the
isn't he
other Samoans
involved
that are out
with Jacob and
Yeah, but he's on the shelf at the moment. It could be while he's on the shelf, rocks in his ear, and then that pits Tamatanga and Tongaloa like, what are you doing? And Solo's looking that way, and Jacob's looking that way. So now there's friction within Bloodline 2, even. And then and then eventually Roman swoops in, and he's like, we need to get the entire bloodline back under one tribal chief.
okay,
And then Roman versus Rock.
Okay, you could do that, but like I was being a little less ambitious. I was just saying, like, you need guys to bump around for John Cena because you're not bumping John Cena because it weakens the WrestleMania match. You know what I mean? You get like Cody's not going to be able to get his hands on John Cena, and like you don't want to throw guys that you're trying to establish as fodder. But like Fury and Waller, they can do that. You know, that's why I went with somebody like them. You know, it has to be someone that's not going to be damaged by this. Like why it was hard for some people to take the Usos seriously as the best tag team in the world, but they're just The Rock's bump guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just wanted to say I see what you were doing, and I agree with it, and I like it. I just went like, I just took a couple extra steps
and filled in the blanks. Is what I think.
I'm like, all right, this is a great idea, and this is where it could possibly go. This is the pinnacle it could get to. I like to set the bar high.
I'm not
just
as
out of my
good
reach
shape I am with the pull up as you are. Okay, you know I saw that structure you use. But yeah, all of that, all the things that you said, especially, because I had to draw them in my head. Making an announcement. Fear not, folks. Those that were like Basement Jer, we so miss those WWE 2K24 videos. Friday. It's not like I'm not starting Friday because we're busy. But this weekend is a bit busy. I don't know if you know this, but it's a bit busy. I will have, because I got a birthday present. I got a $50 Amazon card.
Ooh.
And I'm going to put it towards WWE 2K25 on computer. So I will not have access to the island because for some reason computer is considered last gen. So only PS5 and the new Xbox can do the island part, which I think is stupid. But there's other parts of the game. So, and I'll be able to make videos of them and, you know, maybe do some streams and, you know, maybe we could play together.
Cool.
And, yeah. So
very cool.
Look out for that.
Be sure to tune in for that.
If you subscribe and get the notification bell, you'll know when the streams start up, because I might start just doing live streams on the channel. So you'll find more than Basement Bookers podcast, you know, wrestling. You might find Basement Bookers podcast WWE 2K25, you know? So
part of our Basement Bookers gaming brand.
That's right. Put that in here. You know, I play a lot of games. So if you want to hang out, just keep it locked here. And yeah, give us a like if you like.
Damn. Well, this is a long boy. So I think all we got to do now is hit the big news coming out of Raw and SmackDown.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So I said it in my promo video, my short that I released earlier. Thanks for all the views and the likes. Check it out. It's to hype this. So we got a new women's champion.
This is huge. We weren't going to go off air without that.
Right.
Rich, like
Iyo
you're
Sky.
pumped up. Yeah.
So Bianca was sitting ringside because she wants to see who she's gonna face at WrestleMania.
And she's friends with
And
both of them.
right, and it's Rhea and Iyo, and they both go to the outside. They both down. Rhea gets into the ring first. Ref's count is at like 6, going to 7, and you see Bianca, come on, Iyo, let's go, let's go. And she's not cheering on Iyo to beat Rhea. She's cheering on Iyo to get back into the ring because she doesn't want to face Rhea off of simply a countout. She wants whoever wins to earn it. Rhea took exception to this. Why are you cheering her on? Why you're her friend now? What's going on? What are you doing?
I think
So
it's like you're afraid to face me. Also, I
yeah,
think she said you're afraid to fight me.
yeah. So Rhea's distracted. Iyo tries to capitalize. She doesn't. Rhea sets up for a riptide from the top. Looks over at Bianca. Says, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." Goes to hit the riptide. Iyo counters into a Hurricane Rana. Hits the over the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. New Women's World Champion. And now WrestleMania Women's Raw main event is set. It's going to be Iyo Sky versus Bianca Belair. Unless it changes between now and then. Iyo Sky, Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship.
For now, like
Right. Until it
Monday Night
changes.
Raw's coming.
Yeah.
Look, honestly, all three of them are friends. That was established. I was shocked. Like I just did. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what? And I don't know if Bianca Belair was there intentionally to be a factor in there because Bianca Belair's beaten Iyo Sky before. They wrestled at Backlash for the WWE Championship. I couldn't believe it, and I think this is to like sharpen up Rhea's character going into WrestleMania because I feel like she needed a little something else. Because like, where would the conflict be? She's friends with Bianca. She's friends with Iyo. Now, if we're to believe, from what we saw on Friday, again, unless Bianca's character is a psycho, she had nothing to do with what happened to Jade. So now it's Bianca. She's a babyface still. As far as we know, she said she was there to see who her opponent was going to be.
Yeah.
But she's a good guy. Iyo's a good guy. And so would Rhea be. So it's like, what are we doing here? Now, Rhea's mad. She's hurt. She's not going to trust anybody again. So now she's like DTA. She's on her own. And she's pissed. So I think, I'm not saying full on heel turn, but I think we're going to see another side of Rhea Ripley return to the surface.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm down for it.
I think it's time for some brutality.
Yes. Was there anything else major on Raw? I don't think so.
Well, maybe not on Raw, but on SmackDown, we have a new United States champion. It's LA Knight.
Yeah.
He beat Shinsuke Nakamura, who gave a referee a face full of mist.
Poor guy.
Boy, howdy. Much to Rich's delight, LA Knight's the new United States champion. And I guess we'll see what happens there. We have a new member of the Secret Service. It's Alba Fire. And so now we got Alba Fire with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, which means we have Piper Niven and Alba Fire together. So that could lead to them eventually ditching Chelsea or Cactus Chelsea, as she's known to be called on SmackDown this week. Jacob and Braun, they had a fight. I mentioned, it was Solo that Braun was wrestling, right? And then Jacob came
Yeah.
out later.
Yeah. Jacob came out after Tama Tonga got dumped.
Yeah. Tiffany got beat up by Charlotte after her match with Candice.
Yes.
I can't think of anything else I might have. Oh, Motor City Machine Guns were beaten by Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly now have a title match against DIY.
Yep. And I hate how in triple threat tag matches they try to enforce any rules. Triple threat match, triple threat one-on-one, no disqualification, no count out. Perfect. Triple threat tag match, gotta hold the tag rope. Nope, you gotta be in the corner. Like, no, make it like it should make sense. It should still be no count out, no disqualification. If it's no disqualification, you can't be trying to enforce a legal man.
Right.
It should just be 2-on-2 and 2-on-2, all out.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
If you want it to be traditional tag team match, you don't want all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like because when you think about alignments, like heels have to cheat. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. So how are they going to cheat if it's no disqualification? It's not cheating.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I suggest that the team that commits the infraction is ejected from the match.
Elimination style.
They're just gone. Yeah, you're disqualified from the match. You have to leave. Like, you can have a disqualification. The team can be disqualified. There's still 2 other teams. That doesn't mean the match is over. I think that would work. I think that works better, and it feels like a legit thing. Like if it was like a shoot. You think about that for a second. It's like you broke the rules. You're out of the match.
But then does it turn into a standard tag match, or is it still no DQ?
It was never no DQ. It's just a tag team match with 3 teams.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't understand why
having the moniker of triple threat implies no disqualification. It implies that you're taking the same rule set of 1-on-1 and just applying it to 2-on-2. But then you're adding rules on top of it.
I don't know, because a triple threat match is between 3 people. Like, I just treat them different. Because like a tag team triple threat match is 6 people.
Then so what they should do instead, a 3-team elimination match. Just do that.
Okay.
Just make it elimination.
Okay. Then yeah, fine. Because then like you would have to. I don't know. I think there's something to like winning a match where you have to get a pin or a submission where somebody can break that. And there's a lot of people that can interrupt that for you.
That's fine. You could even make it that one member of each team is legal at a time. Kind of like how it is now, but it's elimination.
Maybe. Well, you changed my mind. I'm going with your thing. But yeah, I guess, but Pretty Deadly needs to get their match. I think. Just give it to them, let them do their thing. I don't think they're gonna win. I think DIY keeps it. I think we're looking at a Street Profits DIY thing coming.
That reminds me. Nick Aldis trying to recreate the Charlie Kelly Ratman.
Yeah. He needed. Look, it was complicated, and it also gave an interesting way to break it down for the viewer, so they can know what the heck is going on with the tag team title picture. And I think that's nice. Just don't overdo it. Like just too much hand holding. But anyway, Rich to Rizz, listen, it's been a supersized birthday Basement Booker special. An hour and a half plus of the best.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming. That's all I have to say.
Yep. Thanks for checking us out. Of course, our socials are in the Patreon link down below. Do us a solid, like and subscribe. It really helps out trying to get to 100 subscribers. We would really appreciate it. And of course, as always, Jer's got a party message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the bookers. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Follow the bookers, guys. That's our thing, and you could get that at the end of every episode. So yes, thanks for subscribing if you did, and liking if you did, and if not, we thank you for getting this far anyway.